There's this strange irony in how we experience life. We push frantically through our present moments, convinced they're just unbearably difficult, only to later look back at these same times with this unexpected ache of nostalgia. It happens to a lot of us. Those problems keeping you awake at night. The situations you give anything to escape, they often transform into the memories we cherish most dearly. It's like we're wired to miss what we couldn't wait to get rid of. How messed up is that? But it's true. We're constantly living in this paradox where what feels like a burden today becomes a treasured memory tomorrow. And the widest part, this happens over and over throughout our lives. Yet, we rarely catch ourselves in the cycle while it's happening. Think about it. We're always chasing this imaginary future where everything's easier, better, more perfect. Meanwhile, life is happening right now. Messy and imperfect and potentially amazing. If only we pay attention to it. What if we could recognize the beauty in our current chaos before it becomes just another memory we wish we could revisit? Let's get specific for a second. Remember that cramped first apartment, the one with the weird stain on the ceiling, and neighbors who seemed to practice their tap dancing at 2 a.m. At the time, you couldn't wait to move out. But now, there's probably a part of you that misses that place. The freedom it represented, the friends who squeezed in for those impromptu dinner parties, the creativity it took to make that tiny space work. And how about that entry-level job that felt totally beneath you? The one with the micromanaging boss and the coffee runs and the feeling that your talents were being wasted. Looking back, maybe you missed the simplicity of those days. Clock out and actually leave work behind. When the stakes weren't so high. When you were learning and growing in ways in way you didn't even realize. Even those financial struggles that seemed overwhelming. The ramen noodle budget days. The counting pennies before payday. The creativity it took to have fun without spending money. In the moment, it felt like surviving, but now, those may be the stories you tell with pride. The experiences that shaped your resilience and resourcefulness. And relationships? Man, those challenging connections that tested every ounce of your patience. The roommates who drove you crazy. The complicated friendships. The earlier days of relationships when you were still figuring each other out. These are often the people who feature most prominently in your favorite stories. The ones who helped shape who you become. Now, I'm not saying we should minimize genuine hardships or pretend that all difficulties are secretly blessings. Some struggles are just plain hard, and some challenges don't come with hidden silver linings. This isn't about toxic positivity or ignoring real problems. What I am suggesting is a shift in perspective on the present moment. What if, instead of constantly waiting for life to get easier or better, we acknowledged that our current circumstances, however imperfect, may someday be the quote-unquote good old days we reminisce about. Perhaps the stress of building your career, the uncertainty of new beginnings, or the challenges of personal growth, or creating the character and memories that will define your life's story. What if we could appreciate the beauty of the struggle while we're in it, instead of only recognizing it in retrospect? Here's the deal. Life isn't this linear path from suck to awesome. It's more like this weird mix where the suck and the awesome all happening simultaneously, and we only realize it in hindsight. So maybe instead of waiting for things to get better, we could try to catch the good stuff happening right at this second. The next time you find yourself overwhelmed by life's challenges, try this. Pause and consider what you may actually miss about this exact moment 5 years from now. Maybe it's the freedom to make mistakes because you're still figuring things out. When you're established in your career or relationship, or whatever, that freedom to mess up diminishes. There's something beautiful about the stage where you're allowed to get it wrong sometimes. Or maybe it's the excitement of possibility, when everything is still written, when doors are still opening, when you haven't settled into routines. There's a certain electricity to that uncertainty that's hard to recapture later. Perhaps it's the strength you're building right now, the resilience, the grit, the determination. These qualities get forged in fire, not in comfort. Future you may look back and think, damn, I was a warrior during that time. In the grand tapestry of life, today's struggles are threading together tomorrow's treasured memories. These challenges you're facing, they're not just obstacles to overcome. They're the raw material of your life story. They're what make your journey uniquely yours. So how do we actually do this? How do we appreciate the struggle while we're still in it? Here are a few ideas that may help. Document the journey. Take photos. Keep a journal. Record voice notes. Capture these moments, even especially the imperfect ones. Future you will thank you for preserving what today you may want to forget. Second, find the humor. Some of life's most stressful moments make for the best stories later. Try to spot the absurdity or the humor in your current struggles. If you can laugh about it now, you're already ahead of the game. Next, practice presence. Instead of constantly thinking about how things will be better later, take time to fully experience what's happening now. Feel all of it. The frustration, yes, but also the aliveness that comes with facing challenges head on. Look for the growth. Ask yourself, how this difficulty is shaping me. What am I learning? How am I become stronger? Recognizing the transformation as it's happening can help you appreciate even the tough parts of the process. Lastly, don't rush through these chapters so quickly that you miss their hidden beauty. After all, life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. So next time you're feeling overwhelmed, take a second and think, what part of this chaos may I actually miss someday? Because that stress you're feeling, that hustle, that uncertainty, that may be exactly what you're wishing you could feel again a decade from now. Don't just survive the storm. Find the moments worth dancing in. Future you will thank you for paying attention. Because in the end, it's not just about becoming limitless tomorrow. It's about embracing the beautiful chaos of becoming limitless today. So thank you for listening.